Imagine if one simple food, something you can find in almost any grocery store, could quietly support stronger blood flow, better stamina, and healthier sexual function after 60. No pills, no risky treatments, just science-backed nutrition your body actually understands. Stay with me, because what an experienced urologist recommends might surprise you. Erections may not be as firm or as reliable as they once were. Desire might feel lower, recovery takes longer. And for many men, there is a quiet worry. They don't always talk about the fear that their sexual health is slowly slipping away. What most men don't realize is that these changes are not simply inevitable aging. In many cases, they're deeply connected to blood flow, inflammation, and what's happening inside the arteries that supply the pelvic region. Experienced urologists often explain sexual health in older men using a very simple idea. The penis is like a sensitive indicator of vascular health. If blood vessels are stiff, inflamed, or narrowed, sexual performance is often the first place problems show up. Long before a heart attack or stroke, reduced blood flow can quietly affect erections. That's why urologists don't just look at hormones or age, they look at circulation, nitric oxide levels, and endothelial health, which is the health of the inner lining of blood vessels. Here's where food becomes incredibly important. Over decades of practice, many senior urologists notice a clear pattern. Men who consistently eat foods that support healthy blood vessels tend to maintain better sexual function well into their 60s, 70s, and beyond. And among those foods, one stands out again and again for its unique combination of nutrients that directly support male sexual health. That food is fatty fish, especially salmon. Now, before you tune out thinking this is just another generic health tip, let's slow down and understand why urologists care so much about this one food. Salmon isn't recommended because it's trendy or exotic. It's recommended because it directly targets the biological problems that cause sexual decline in older men. First, salmon is rich in omega-3 fatty acids. These fats play a critical role in reducing inflammation throughout the body. Chronic inflammation is one of the hidden enemies of erectile function. It damages blood vessel walls, reduces elasticity, and interferes with nitric oxide production, the molecule that tells blood vessels to relax and fill properly during an erection. When omega-3 south lower inflammation, blood vessels become more flexible and responsive. For an older man, that flexibility can mean the difference between weak blood flow and strong, reliable circulation where it matters most. Second, salmon supports heart health, and sexual health follows the heart. Urologists often say, what's good for the heart is good for erections. Healthy arteries in the heart usually mean healthy arteries in the pelvis. Studies consistently show that diets high in omega-3 south are associated with better cardiovascular outcomes, lower triglycerides, and improved endothelial function. When blood flows more freely, erections are easier to achieve and maintain. There's also the hormone connection. While testosterone naturally declines with age, inflammation and poor nutrition can accelerate that decline. Omega-3 fatty acids help support hormone signaling and may assist the body in maintaining healthier testosterone activity. No food magically boosts testosterone overnight, but salmon helps create an internal environment where hormones can work more effectively instead of being blocked by inflammation and metabolic stress. Another key benefit is protein. As men age, muscle mass decreases, energy drops, and metabolism slows. Salmon provides high-quality protein that helps maintain muscle strength and overall vitality. This matters more than most men realize. Sexual health isn't just about erections, it's about energy, confidence, endurance, and overall physical function. Men who maintain muscle and strength often report better sexual confidence and performance, even as they age. Salmon also contains vitamin D, a nutrient many older men are deficient in without knowing it. Low vitamin D levels have been linked in several studies to erectile dysfunction and lower testosterone levels. Vitamin D plays a role in blood vessel health, immune balance, and hormone regulation. For men over 60, simply correcting low vitamin D through food can have noticeable benefits over time. Experienced urologists emphasize something else that's important here: consistency. Eating salmon once won't change anything, but including it regularly, 2 to 3 times a week, can slowly shift the body toward better circulation, reduced inflammation, and improved vascular responsiveness. This is not a quick fix. It's a quiet, steady improvement that builds month by month. One mistake many men over 60 make is assuming that all fish, or all ways of eating fish, deliver the same benefits. Experienced urologists are very clear about this. Preparation matters just as much as the food itself. Deep-fried fish, fish cooked in heavy refined oils, or fish loaded with sugary sauces can cancel out many of the benefits you were trying to gain. When salmon is fried or overcooked, its delicate omega-3 fats can be damaged, reducing their anti-inflammatory power. The best approach is simple and realistic. Baking, grilling, steaming, or pan-searing salmon with a small amount of olive oil preserves its nutrients. Pairing it with vegetables like spinach, broccoli, or leafy greens adds extra blood flow supporting nutrients such as magnesium and nitrates, which help blood vessels relax naturally. Urologists often emphasize that sexual health doesn't come from one magic food alone, but from combinations that support circulation and metabolic health together. Another important point is frequency, not excess. Eating salmon 2 or 3 times a week is ideal. More is not necessarily better, especially if it replaces other nutrient-dense foods. Balance matters. Variety ensures the body receives zinc, magnesium, antioxidants, and fiber, all of which support sexual health indirectly by improving insulin sensitivity, reducing plaque buildup in arteries, and stabilizing hormone levels. Many men are surprised to learn that erectile issues after 60 are often closely linked to insulin resistance and blood sugar spikes. High blood sugar damages blood vessels and interferes with nitric oxide signaling. Salmon helps here too. It has no carbohydrates, doesn't spike blood sugar, and supports better metabolic control when it replaces refined carbs or processed meats. Urologists frequently encourage older men to think less about performance and more about protecting their blood vessels from daily damage. There's also a mental and emotional side to sexual health that shouldn't be ignored. Chronic inflammation and poor diet can affect mood, motivation, and confidence. Omega-3 South are well known for supporting brain health and emotional balance. Men who feel calmer, more focused, and less fatigued often experience improved intimacy, not because of hormones alone, but because the mind and body are better aligned. Another reason urologists like salmon for older men is its role in recovery. After 60, the body doesn't bounce back as quickly. Fatigue lasts longer, stress accumulates faster. Omega-3 fatty acids help the body recover from physical and mental stress, which indirectly supports libido and performance. Sexual health is not an isolated system. It reflects how well the entire body handles stress and repair. Now, it's important to be realistic and honest. Salmon is not a replacement for medical care. Men with diabetes, advanced vascular disease, or severe erectile dysfunction should still talk to a healthcare professional. But urologists often say that dietary changes like this can make medical treatments work better. When blood vessels are healthier, medications are more effective, and lower doses may even be sufficient. Another question that often comes up is wild-caught versus farm-raised salmon. Urologists generally recommend wild-caught when possible because it tends to have a better omega-3 profile and fewer contaminants. However, the most important thing is consistency. Even farm-raised salmon is far better for sexual health than processed meats, fried foods, or refined carbohydrates. Perfection is not required, commitment is. What truly stands out in decades of urology practice is this: men who take care of their blood vessels age differently. They don't just maintain better sexual function, they maintain energy, mobility, and independence. Sexual health becomes a reflection of overall vitality, not a separate problem to be fixed. And while salmon plays a powerful role, experienced urologists also point out that how you eat matters just as much as what you eat. Eating slowly, avoiding late-night heavy meals, staying hydrated, and moving your body daily all amplify the benefits of good nutrition. Even a 20-minute walk after meals can significantly improve blood flow over time. There's one more crucial detail many men overlook, and it can quietly undermine all these benefits if ignored. It has to do with what you eat alongside salmon and the one common habit after 60 that blocks blood flow more than most men realize. One of the most overlooked factors in sexual health after 60 is what experienced urologists call nutrient blockers. These are everyday foods and habits that quietly undo the benefits of even the healthiest meals. You could be eating salmon regularly, but if it's paired with the wrong foods or lifestyle patterns, the positive effects on blood flow and sexual function can be significantly reduced. The biggest culprit is excess refined sugar. High sugar intake damages the inner lining of blood vessels and interferes with nitric oxide production. Over time, it stiffens arteries and reduces their ability to expand during arousal. Urologists often see men who eat healthy dinners but consume sugary drinks, desserts, or processed snacks throughout the day. The blood vessels never get a chance to heal. When salmon replaces processed foods instead of being added on top of them, the benefits become much more noticeable. Refined vegetable oils are another hidden problem. Oils high in omega-6 fats, when consumed in excess, promote inflammation. This creates an imbalance that cancels out the anti-inflammatory power of omega-3 south from salmon. That's why urologists often recommend cooking with olive oil or avocado oil instead, and reducing fried or packaged foods. It is not about eliminating everything you enjoy, it is about reducing the constant inflammatory load on your arteries. Alcohol deserves special mention. Moderate alcohol may not be harmful for everyone, but regular or heavy drinking after 60 is strongly linked to erectile dysfunction. Alcohol impairs nerve signaling, lowers testosterone over time, and disrupts sleep quality. Urologists frequently remind men that poor sleep alone can reduce testosterone and libido significantly. Eating salmon while continuing nightly drinking habits sends mixed signals to the body. When alcohol intake is reduced, many men notice improvements in sexual performance within weeks. There's also the issue of inactivity. Even the best diet struggles to overcome prolonged sitting. Blood flow thrives on movement. Experienced urologists often say that erections are use it or lose it function of healthy circulation. Gentle daily movement, walking, light resistance training, or stretching helps keep blood vessels responsive. When salmon is paired with regular movement, the improvement in circulation is far more powerful than either alone. Another subtle but important factor is hydration. Dehydration thickens the blood and reduces circulation efficiency. Many older men don't feel thirsty as often and unintentionally stay underhydrated. Water supports healthy blood volume and vascular function. Urologists sometimes see erectile issues improve simply by correcting hydration, especially when combined with anti-inflammatory foods like salmon. What's remarkable is how often small, consistent changes lead to meaningful improvements. Men over 60 who replace 2 processed meals per week with salmon-based meals, reduce sugar, walk daily, and sleep better often report stronger morning erections, a classic sign of healthy blood flow. Morning erections are not just about sexual readiness. They're a signal that blood vessels and nerve pathways are functioning well. Urologists also emphasize patience. Blood vessels heal slowly. This isn't a 7-day transformation. Most improvements show up over 6 to 12 weeks as inflammation decreases and endothelial function improves. Men who stay consistent often feel more energetic first, then notice improvements in firmness, stamina, and confidence. There is a deeper message experienced urologists want men to hear. Sexual health after 60 is not about chasing youth. It's about protecting function. Food like salmon doesn't make you 30 again, but it helps your body work as well as it can at the age you are now. And that can be incredibly empowering. As men move beyond 60, sexual health often feels like something that's slowly slipping away, controlled by age and chance. Again and again, they see that sexual function is closely tied to blood vessel health, inflammation levels, and daily habits, factors that are far more influenced by lifestyle than most men realize. That's why one simple food, like salmon, matters so much. It works quietly in the background, reducing inflammation, supporting healthy blood flow, nourishing blood vessels, and helping the body respond more naturally. It doesn't force results or create artificial stimulation. Instead, it strengthens the system that erections depend on. When the system improves, sexual health often follows. And processed foods, Staying hydrated, moving daily, and prioritizing sleep can collectively make a meaningful difference over time. When you care for your blood vessels and reduce the daily damage they face, your body responds even later in life. If you or someone you care about is navigating these changes, remember that small informed choices repeated over time often matter more than dramatic interventions. And as always, any persistent or severe concerns should be discussed with a qualified healthcare professional who understands your individual health needs.